Well, today we have Hunkydory's A Touch of Magic. We have background papers, we have toppers, there are die cuts, and you can do something like this. We'll have a castle and lots of fun things going on. In fact, follow your dreams, they know the way. Won't you please come play with us? Well, let's go into the product just a little bit. So the Brilliant backgrounds, there are 48 sheets. They are 8 by 8. They are double-sided, and I'll show you some of them. You get, I think I said that, 4 each of 12 designs. And in the Touch of Magic toppers, there are 5 of them. And what's really fun is that each of them has 2 designs. So you can see the dragon up here, and then we have a wolf down here. We've got the castle and the lantern. Well, I'll show you some of these as we go through. And let me share with you what Heidi has created. And we'll begin with this owl. And we have an owl on this 5 by 5 card. So she took our 5 by 6.5 inch card, trimmed it down to be a 5 by 5 square. And I mentioned those background papers. Well, this text is on the back of this sheet, and she has used both sides. Now again, you get 4 of them, so that's going to work out well. So she simply covered the front of it. And by that I mean you're going to put your adhesive around the whole perimeter of the card front. Place this along 2 sides, press down, turn it over, and trim it to fit, and that will work perfectly. And then she has taken, quite cleverly, a bit of the bookcase, and then she has matted that onto the rich gold. And the rich gold is used on several of the projects in this card, and it works so well because it matches the foiling that's done, and you can see the foiling that's done on the toppers. So that was placed right there on the right-hand side, and it pretty much covers up that right-hand side. Now we're going to get into the topper. And here is this. This has got the owl, and then it also has a train down in the bottom of it. So with the owl, you can see the biggest one has a background behind the owl. She did not use that on the front. She saved that for the inside. But she did use this one and this one. So you can tell that this is the next largest, and then this is the 3rd largest. So those 2 are foam taped kind of at an angle within that bookcase. Then the smaller piece, in fact, that's going to be these 2, the ones that's holding the envelope, and this one are going right here. And you do need to end up trimming off part of the wing just to make it fit. And those are foam taped. Actually, I misspoke. It's just this one is foam taped there, and then the face and the 2 feet are foam taped. Okay, so that's going to go right there. Then she took the greeting, which is "Hope your day is filled with magic," and foam taped it over on the bottom left. And as you know, Heidi absolutely loves the Hunkydory bow maker, and she puts it to good use in all of her projects. So this is going to be used wherever you see a bow. She's using their bow maker because it makes a perfect bow every single time. And this time she has used their black bow, the black ribbon set, and you can see it's got the dotted ribbons in there. And that works really well. And then she's also added the monochromatic sparkles and shimmer sparkles, and you can see the 3 of them right there. So that completes our card front. So she's used 2 of these right here. Then on the inside of her card, she has used, I'll set that aside, another bit of that other side of the paper. So again, part of it was used on the front of the card, and then also on the front of the card. And then again, you've got 4 sheets. So another piece of it to the inside, again, covering that. And then another strip right here, which was also matted. And I'll flash this so you can see on the rich gold Mary, and glued right there. Now this is that full piece of the topper. You can see it right there. That has been foam taped in place, another bow, and more of the monochromatic sparkles right there. And that finishes the card. You know, something I didn't tell you And it's always kind of hard to see on this black background, but let me show you. She did ink the edges. Now, she did not use a blender brush because she just took this is the muddy brown, and just ran it along the edge of the paper covered card, so just like that. So it doesn't go into the artwork, just like it would with a blender brush. So that is our first card. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Heidi. Okay, now we'll get into our next one. And this one is using the cats. And each of these has a name, and Heidi gives that to you in the directions. In fact, the directions are down below. Just click on the card and you can see them. This is called Splendidly Spellbound. It has the black cat at the top, and then it has this pile of books and a flower inside a globe at the bottom. So that's interesting. Now, Heidi used the tent cards, and the tent cards are on their way. In fact, we expect them the middle of July. But just because they're not here at this moment, I just wanted to show you how to make one. So they are 5 by 7. So you would take any color cardstock, I used white, and cut a 5 by 7 piece. Then you would take another piece and cut it 5 by 7.5 inches. That ½ inch, you're going to score at the ½ inch mark and place some extra sticky tape along that score line. And then simply place this, remove the liner, place that over the top of the first piece, and you will have a 5 by 7 tent card. And just one thing to tell you that, as I said, we do expect them the middle of the month, and you can leave your email address. Just click on the product, leave your email, and then we'll tell you the moment they arrive. So that will work. So here is that card. And what Heidi has done is she's used 2 of the papers. So this is one, and that's what's on the back side of it. And she has cut this down to fit right here. And then she took the globe and trimmed that out, okay? And then she glued that a little bit at an angle on top of the starry sky paper. Okay, so that became her card front. As she did those 2, then she matted them. This is the blue mix glitter, and you can see it's got several kind of colors in it as it reflects back, all sorts of red and yellow, and it's called a blue mix. And you can see it as I wiggle this, and that is been matted, and then you're going to glue that to the front of your card. So that's 2 of the papers. Now we're going to get into our kitty, and I'm going to bring that back just so that you can see the layers. And the biggest layer is this one, and it has the candles that are lit, okay? Let's see. Yes, and it has the rose down there. And that piece is going to go on the front of the card. Now, often the first layer is just glued down, but Heidi has decided to foam tape it. So that has been foam taped, and then the various layers. However, she saved this one, which doesn't have the globe behind it, but it does have the lit candles, okay? That one does not have lit candles, so that's kind of how you can tell the difference. So this one she saved for the inside, but then she foam taped these onto this to complete her piece. The Make-A-Wish is right here, and that has been foam taped right down there. She went back to her black ribbons and to her bow maker and did a bow right there. And I'm not sure if you can see it because it's kind of, there you go, maybe you can see it now. Yeah, and you just dot that in place. And then to add even more sparkles, she used our Star Dazzles. And this has gold and silver stars in it, and just placed them around the globe and the card. Okay, so that's our card front. On the inside, now you can get a really good look at that blue mix glitter. So she glued a piece that is 5 inches. I think it's about 3.5 inches tall, but the directions will tell you down below. This is another piece of that starry that has been matted onto the rich gold mirror and placed right there. And there is that second piece of the kitty right here, and the face that's been foam taped on top. And then there's a little rose that's an extra piece, and that's been foam taped. Now this sending wishes, that is part of our script greetings in pearls, and you get them. There's multiple sheets in here, obviously, and you get them in lots of colors, and she has used the gold right there. Yeah, or the silver right there. And she added more stars in the background. So just really, really a sweet card, very magical, as you would imagine. Okay, now we're going to go to that castle, which is perfect for a magical touch. And I'll tell you, Heidi did something here that I have never seen. We're all pretty familiar with taking a blender brush and doing an ink pad around the edge of a card or the edge of a die cut. But Heidi has used 2 colors, and you can kind of see it now that I've said it. She has used the blush on the corners, just all 4 of the corners. And then she used the Prussian blue in the middle of each of the sides of the card. And isn't that pretty? Does a really nice job. So I commend her for that. Good thinking, lady. So I'm going to set those aside because she did something different with them on the inside of the card. So here she has used these papers, and I think it's really fun what Hunkydory has done in mixing these papers with the toppers. So here we have, look at that, how fun, and a really great background for that castle. So she has trimmed this and matted it on this sheet. Now the back side of this is going into a forest, it looks like. There, so we're going to trim this out and then mat it on this, and then mat it onto that blue, not the blue mix, but the blue glitter, okay? Let me just show you the difference. There's the blue mix, has a lot of different colors, and there's the solid blue. So very different look. And then she glued it to the front of her card. Now this time, she used the monochromatic shimmer sparkles. This time she used the blue ones. The dark ones are kind of almost a navy, but there are lighter ones in it, and she did that in the 4 corners. Now, this piece is also on this sheet. In fact, I didn't show you this, did I? So here's the castle. And then there's a magic lantern, so very fun. And follow your dreams, they know the way. That has been foam taped right here. And then she used the 1/4 inch glimmer ribbons. These 2 have a sparkle to them, and again with the bow maker, and that was zotted in place. Now the castle has been used, she did not use the biggest one. You can see it has the clouds behind it. Instead, she went to this one, so that's the next largest. She used, in fact, she didn't use that one either. So she went to, yes, she did. She used this and then the different layers. So you can see it's been built up. Now, even though it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, it's still, well, I guess it is about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch. So you would want to pad that, or maybe this is a card that you hand deliver or put into a box with a present, whatever you like. Okay, so that completes our card front. Now going to the inside. Now when I open this up, you can see I have done what Heidi suggests in her directions. I put some Post-it notes along the score line. And when you do that, then it's easier to play with your ink pads. Now, remember on the front, she put pink on the corners. Well, this time she put pink in the middle and put the blue at the top and the bottom. Okay, all of that with her blending brush, and it works really nicely. Now, in this case, she again used the same paper that she used on the front, so this one, and she has cut a strip to go here, and she matted it on the same blue. And then that largest piece, this one, she saved for the inside. Now that's what she did before, so that's a good technique to remember. Now I'm going to pull these off just so that you can see that's what it looks like. Now I have often folded it back, but because this is pretty bumpy by the time this has been added, I think having those sticky notes is really the best way to go. And then she added the light blue of those sparkles, and just at the corners, and another bow again in the lighter blue. So darker on the front, lighter on the inside. Nicely done. Okay, I have one more, and that is, what would magic be without a dragon? Yes. Now let me show you what this looks like. So here is our dragon, and here is the wolf. Okay, so the dragon, look at him. Now what she has chosen, again, this is a 5 by 6.5 inch card, as was the last one. And you may know this, but dragons have a fondness for jewels. Yes, they do. And so here's the jewel paper that she used. And on the back side, oh my, look at that. There's magical waterfalls. Okay, well, she has used this, and she has cut a piece to fit inside her on the top of her card. And then she's gone back to that same blue glitter cardstock and cut a strip to go across, matted it onto the rich gold Mary. Remember, I told you it was going to be used often, so that's nice. And then she put the gold border dazzles. I know it's hard to see that those are borders, but you can see them right there. One at the top and one at the bottom. And that just worked nicely. Now, the dragon, she has used right here. And you can see that all the layers have been used on him. So nothing was saved for the inside. Okay, so that's just taking him. And believe in yourself. That, of course, is one of the toppers right there. And some of the flowers are right there. Now, like those jewels weren't enough, can you see that there are multiple colored circles? Well, here's what the lady did. She went into our jewel dazzles, aptly named in this case, the gold, the pink, and the teal, and used various sizes and put them along the jewels, top and bottom. I think that's really fun. Now, the lantern that's here has some of them right there. And then with those flowers, she put the pink on those jewels on top of those flowers. So we've got jewels everywhere. And I think this blue glitter just is a nice background for our dragon. Just works very nicely. Now for the inside of this card, okay, there's more of that paper. And she did the same thing on the inside that she did on the front, and that's that she cut the paper, leaving a white card showing, and then she cut the blue glitter to span the whole card. She did the same thing there, except it's going vertically. Nice job. And that too was matted onto the rich gold. Now, she also had the lantern. Now that's part of the dragon, and you can see the pieces here, and she let that hang from the border, the gold border dazzles that she used on the front, and it's right there. The best wishes, well, that's also coming from the script dazzles that she used in the last card, and there are more of the border, gold border. And again, she is using these 3 jewel dazzles to add to her jewel collection on each side. Very, very fun. So that is the whole selection. Now, what was not used, let's see. This is the one that was not used. So we've got a mushroom house, very fun, and then a magical doorway. And these are the sheets that were not used. So you can see that on the back. Here we have this and this. So you can see there's quite a bit as you explore the magic in this. So very, very fun. So again, the money saver will be the brilliant backgrounds, touch of magic, as well as the set of all 5 of the toppers. Now Heidi used 4 of them, and I've shown you the 5th one. So all 5 of them come in a kit together, and you can buy this scoop or this, or you can do them together. And doing them together, you might as well save a little bit and get the money saver that's over on the right side of the screen. Now, as I mentioned, Heidi has written instructions. They are down below. Just click on the card, and that will take you to the instructions. You can print them off if you like, and also lists all of the supplies that she used. Now, there's also, if you would like to leave a comment, I've had a couple of people say they're not sure how to make a comment. Just keep scrolling down under the cards and everything, and at the bottom you can leave a comment. So it's pretty simple. You just have to get to it. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, we hope that you will like us. We hope you will comment. We hope you'll subscribe, because that really helps us get more people to share with our creativity. And then hope you'll head on over to paperwishes.com. Take advantage of the money saver. I like to say that we're about the only company that not only will we provide you with lots of product, but we'll show you ideas for using it. And that sets us apart, and we're happy to do that. So please come on over, join us. And I want to thank Heidi for doing an excellent job once again, and for doing some very creative things. We absolutely love that. I want to thank her for being part of us, and I want to thank you most of all for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next time.